The world of The Young and the Restless reveals complex and dramatic relationships that always keep fans glued to the screen. This time, the story revolves around Nick Newman, who is facing the biggest challenge of his life, rescuing Sharon Newman, the mother of one of his children, before it is too late. However, this journey is not just to save one person, but may turn into a double rescue when Phyllis Summers is also dragged into danger. Nick Newman is a determined man who never gives up, especially when his loved ones are in danger. When he learns that Sharon is falling into the hands of the enemy, Nick realizes that time is not on his side. He prepares everything to hunt her down with all the resources he has, despite the danger that lies ahead. With love, responsibility and sacrifice for Sharon, Nick is willing to do anything to bring her back. However, the situation becomes more complicated when Phyllis, Nick's ex and the mother of one of his children, is also dragged into this war. Phyllis is facing a life-threatening danger and Nick knows he can't ignore her. Phyllis and Sharon, the arch-enemies. Sharon and Phyllis have always been polar opposites in the world of Genoa City. Both have complicated pasts with Nick and have always considered each other to be mortal enemies. But this time, harsh circumstances forced them to put all their grudges aside to survive. Jordan, a scheming and dangerous character, is the one who holds the key to both their fates. She is playing a calculating game, where using Sharon and Phyllis as hostages can bring her great advantage. Jordan not only wants to threaten but also tries to turn this situation into an opportunity to get out of trouble. Jordan, the mastermind with dangerous plans. Jordan knows that holding Sharon and Phyllis hostage is the best way to force Nick to do what she wants. She is not afraid to use any means to achieve her goals, including putting Phyllis in mortal danger. In a moment of tension, Jordan may choose to hide Phyllis in a dark place like a sewer, or even eliminate her completely to avoid trouble. But Jordan is not just a ruthless leader. She is also very smart, always thinking quickly to take advantage of every opportunity. Doubling down on both Sharon and Phyllis can give her a huge advantage, especially when Nick is willing to do anything to save both important women in his life. For Jordan, this is not just a power play, but also a ticket to escape pursuit and revenge. Unexpected alliance, Sharon and Phyllis team up. In dire circumstances, Sharon and Phyllis are forced to temporarily put aside all personal conflicts to find a way to survive. This is an unexpected turning point in their relationship. From sworn enemies, the two women gradually become allies, supporting each other to find a way to escape Jordan's control. Sharon, with her inherent calmness and sensitivity, and Phyllis, who possesses determination and strong spirit, begin to plan an escape. The tensions and conflicts of the past now become the motivation for them to coordinate more closely. Both understand that, if they want to survive, they cannot do it alone. Nick and the thrilling rescue. Meanwhile, Nick is racing against time to find the location of Sharon and Phyllis. With the help of trusted friends in Genoa City, he gradually follows the clues to get closer to Jordan. The rescue is not just a simple mission but also a test of Nick's love, loyalty and mental strength. Nick's every step is fraught with danger, but he does not flinch. On the contrary, he is more determined when he learns that Sharon and Phyllis are facing a life-threatening situation. Can Nick get there in time? Can he save both women he once loved? Fans of The Young and the Restless will surely be captivated by the drama in this story. Nick's rescue is not only a journey to confront Jordan, but also an opportunity for Sharon and Phyllis to prove that even the greatest enemies can become allies in the most dangerous times. Moreover, this is also a time to explore the psychological depths of each character. Nick shows a noble sacrifice, Sharon and Phyllis overcome all barriers to survive, and Jordan exposes his scheming schemes. Ultimately, whether the rescue is successful or not, this situation will definitely change the relationships between all the characters forever. The Young and the Restless, with its complex relationships and constant struggle for survival, has always kept audiences in suspense. This time, the story is pushed to its climax when Nick Newman faces an extremely dangerous mission to rescue Sharon Newman, the woman who was once the great love of his life, and possibly Phyllis Summers, another important person from Nick's past. But what brought them to this harsh turning point? And can Nick overcome it all to bring both of them back safely? The beginning of the tragedy. It all began when Sharon Newman fell into the hands of Jordan, a ruthless and scheming man. Jordan is not only a manipulator, but also a master at using people as pawns to achieve his goals. Sharon was taken hostage in a plot whose ultimate goal is unknown, but all signs point to Jordan aiming to put pressure on Nick Newman. While Nick frantically searches for Sharon, an unexpected incident occurs. Phyllis Summers is also dragged into this dangerous vortex. Phyllis is known for her strength and ability to turn the situation around in any situation, but this time, she cannot foresee Jordan's evil plan. Being captured with Sharon puts Phyllis in the greatest danger of her life. Nick Newman, the man who never gives up. Nick Newman, with his strong protective instinct, feels a heavy responsibility on his shoulders when two important women in his life are put in danger. For Sharon, she is not only his ex-lover but also the mother of Faith, the daughter he loves dearly. As for Phyllis, although they have broken up and experienced many conflicts, Nick still cannot turn a blind eye to her fate. Nick gathers all the resources he has, from friends, family to secret relationships, to track down Jordan. In this journey, Nick not only faces dangers from enemies but also struggles with his own fears and worries. He knows that every passing minute can make the chance to save Sharon and Phyllis smaller. Jordan, the power player. Jordan, the main antagonist of the story, shows wisdom and ruthlessness in every action. She not only takes Sharon and Phyllis hostage but also sees this as an opportunity to gain an advantage in the fight with Nick. Jordan knows that Nick will not hesitate to pay a price to save these two women, and she decides to take advantage of that to achieve her goals. In a calculated move, Jordan considers using Phyllis as a backup card. Keeping both Sharon and Phyllis hostage not only puts maximum pressure on Nick but also increases Jordan's chance to control the situation. She doesn't hesitate to push Phyllis into life-threatening situations to assert her power. Sharon and Phyllis, an unexpected alliance. Locked in a small space, Sharon and Phyllis are forced to face the most awkward situation they've ever experienced. The two women, who once considered each other mortal enemies, are now faced with a choice: either cooperate to escape, or die at the hands of Jordan. Sharon, with her calm and clear-headedness, begins to find a way to deal with Jordan. Meanwhile, Phyllis, with her strong and bold personality, is always ready to face any danger. The combination of these two opposing personalities creates an unexpected but potential alliance. The tense conversations between Sharon and Phyllis reveal different aspects of their relationship: resentment, jealousy, but also understanding and sympathy that they never thought possible. Moments of death. Jordan is not an easy person to deal with. When she realizes that Sharon and Phyllis are trying to escape, she immediately tries to increase her control. One of Jordan's options is to hide Phyllis in a dark, even dangerous place like the sewers, to force Sharon to give up her rebellion. But Jordan underestimates the resilience of both women. While Phyllis faces danger in the sewers, Sharon secretly plans to turn the tables. She takes every opportunity to learn Jordan's weaknesses, while Phyllis tries to keep her spirits up and find a way to escape from that dark, damp place. These tense moments are not only a physical challenge but also a mental test for Sharon and Phyllis. Nick, the hero in the dark. Outside, Nick is racing against time to find Jordan's location. He keeps receiving conflicting information, but Nick's determination is unwavering. He knows that delay could mean losing both Sharon and Phyllis. Nick's journey is fraught with danger, but every step brings him closer to his goal. In the dramatic and complex world of the young and the restless, a new incident is breaking out that promises to change the fate of many characters. Jordan, with his dangerous and unpredictable nature, is pushing everyone to the brink of an irreversible crisis. Sharon Newman, Claire Newman, Cole, Kyle Abbott, and Summer Newman are all drawn into a vortex of intrigue, revenge, and love. Here is a detailed breakdown of the events surrounding this tense conflict. Unexpected death, Sharon Newman and the fatal shot. Jordan, in a desperate attempt to protect his position, puts Sharon Newman in the most dangerous position. The conflict between them escalates to a climax when Jordan pulls out a gun, and a gunshot is accidentally fired, ending Sharon's life. This is a tragedy that no one, including Jordan, expected. Although he did not intend to kill Sharon, this spontaneous action has caused irreparable consequences. Sharon's death was a huge shock, not only to those who loved her but also to Jordan herself. It left her in a state of psychological instability, which further fueled her ruthlessness and desire for revenge. However, the most terrifying thing was the impact of this death on the relationships around Sharon, especially with Claire Newman, Nick Newman, and the rest of the Newman family. Claire Newman and her fragile relationship with Jordan. Claire Newman, in an effort to protect her loved ones, maintained a false peace with Jordan. However, this relationship was like a thin thread, which could break at any time. Claire knew very well that she could not play the role of a loyal ally to Jordan forever. She was just waiting for an opportunity to turn the tables, but that was not easy when Jordan had the ability to sense the lies from those around her. When Jordan realized Claire's betrayal, she would not hesitate to take out her anger on Claire. This pushes Claire into a life-or-death struggle, where she must not only face Jordan but also find a way to protect herself and her loved ones. Cole and the risky act of heroism. While Claire is pushed into a dangerous spiral, Cole, who has always secretly had feelings for her, decides to risk his life to save Claire. With a strong protective instinct and an undeniable love for Claire, Cole is willing to face Jordan, despite the dangers that await. Cole's courage is a bright spot in the chaotic, but also dangerous storm. As he confronts Jordan directly, the audience cannot help but worry whether he will survive this risky encounter. Jordan, with his brutal nature, may be ready to kill Cole if he becomes an obstacle in her way. Kyle Abbott and the emotional awakening. When information about Claire's dangerous encounter with Jordan is revealed, Kyle Abbott cannot hide his panic and anxiety. Although he had previously kept Claire at arm's length, this situation makes Kyle realize that his feelings for her are deeper than he thought. Kyle's panic not only surprises him, but also attracts the attention of Summer Newman. Summer, who is Kyle's lover, begins to realize that Kyle's feelings for Claire may go beyond friendship. This is a major turning point, not only for Kyle but also for his relationship with Summer. How will Summer react when she discovers that the man she loves has special feelings for Claire? Will she fight to protect her love, or let go? Sharon Newman's death, Cole's reckless actions, and Kyle's emotional outburst are all links in a complex chain of events, creating a dramatic web of overlapping relationships. Each character is pushed into a situation where they have to face difficult choices, thereby revealing their true nature. Nick Newman. Sharon's death leaves Nick in a state of extreme grief. Not only does he lose the mother of his children, but he also feels guilty for not being able to protect her in time. This pain will change the way Nick views life and the relationships around him. Jordan. Although she is the one who caused the tragedy, Jordan is also haunted by her actions. This psychological instability can make her more dangerous, or it can lead to a complete breakdown. Claire Newman. Faced with Jordan's rage and Cole's sacrifice, Claire is forced to mature and become stronger. She will have to make difficult decisions to save herself and the people she loves. Cole and Kyle. Both men have feelings for Claire, but each shows it in different ways. The contrast between Cole's bravery and Kyle's quiet love creates an interesting contrast, highlighting the emotional depth of the story. Jordan, with her ruthlessness and boundless ambition, has pushed everything to a dead end. Tensions escalate when Sharon Newman becomes the target of her dangerous game. In a moment of chaos, the fateful shot is fired, not Jordan's original plan, but the consequences are inevitable. Sharon collapses, blood staining the floor. A deadly silence prevails, except for the ragged breathing of Jordan, who stands frozen in the brutal reality of what she has just created. It is not only a tragedy for Sharon, but also a moment that forever changes the lives of everyone involved. Claire Newman, who has been trying to maintain a false peaceful relationship with Jordan, feels the fragile thread between them finally snap. Jordan can no longer maintain her sanity. Instead, she becomes more feral, hungry for revenge when she realizes that it is all an act. Claire knows she's been cornered. But where there's danger, there's courage. Cole, a man torn by his intense love for Claire, doesn't hesitate to rush into danger. He confronts Jordan not only with boldness but also with every sacrifice he can make for the woman he loves. If you can't get out, at least I'll get you away from this hell, he thinks, even if it means losing his life. However, Cole's courage not only ignites a life-or-death battle, but also stirs up another undercurrent. Kyle Abbott, from afar, receives word of this encounter. His heart sinks. Fear for Claire's safety floods his mind, sending him into a state of confusion he's never experienced before. In that moment, Kyle realizes that his feelings for Claire are more than just concern, it's a deep love, an emotion he can no longer hide. The story becomes more complicated when Summer Newman, Kyle's lover, witnesses a dramatic change in his emotions. The worried look, the uncontrollable anger, all of it happens when Kyle thinks of Claire. Summer realizes something that makes her heart ache. Claire is not only a threat to everyone's safety, but also the greatest threat to her and Kyle's love. Meanwhile, Jordan, now driven into a dark corner of uncertainty and despair, is willing to push everyone to the brink to achieve her ultimate goal. She confronts not only Cole and Claire, but also the ghosts in her own mind. Can Cole save Claire? Will Kyle's love for Claire make him overcome his barriers? And will Summer fight to hold on to the man she loves, or let go under the weight of the truth? The answers to all these questions remain unknown, but one thing is certain: everything will change after this fateful night. Relationships will be tested, secrets will be revealed, and no one will come out of this storm intact. Subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with the latest news.